Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Andre, and yesterday I had smoked the boneless beef rib finger meat, and I was planning on doing something else, but I ran out of time. But then inspiration hit, and I said, you know what I haven't done in a long time is ravioli. So I'm going to turn this into a beautiful filling and make some homemade ravioli. But before we get to the actual filling, let's make the dough, because the dough needs to rest for a bit, which gives us ample time to actually do the filling, which is perfect. So I've got some beautiful flour here, about a cup and a half, not too much. We're not making a huge batch. And we're going to use some egg yolks. So we're just going to whatever. Boop. So we are going to add a little bit of salt. You got to add salt to everything. We're adding a little bit of olive oil. We're going to add a little bit of water. We might need to add more, but we'll play that by ear. And now just mix. Takes a little bit of time. You got to just slowly incorporate the flour with the egg. Now, if I had a mixer, I could dump it all in a mixer and just turn it on. But part of the fun is doing it by hand. Yes, it does get messy, but that's part of the fun. And trying to keep it all together. Now I'm just going to knead this for a few minutes to get it where I need it. There we go. That's good. So we're going to just take a little bit of saran wrap, wrap it up. I'm going to just do all the prep for all the veggies right now, get it done and over with. I got mushrooms here, which are actually going to be used in the filling. I've got tomatoes, because we're actually going to do our own tomato sauce quickly. I got onions and garlic. I'm just going to do it all, get it all done, and get on to the fun stuff then. We're going to saute the mushrooms, half the onions, and some of the garlic, and we're going to use that in the meat filling. I'm going to go about half. Throw them in at the same time. I know I don't have a smaller pot, so we're going to just use this anyways. Start with a little bit of olive oil. Get the onions and garlic in there. I am going to add the spices now, and I will readjust the flavoring after, but I just want them to liven up a bit with the onions. Just some regular sea salt for now. I am using white pepper. I'm going to use some basil, thyme, and oregano. You know, by doing this, you really liven up those flavors. You guys should smell this right now. This just smells fantastic. Okay, this is about where I want it. And in go the tomatoes. And now, honestly, I don't care how long this takes, because we still have a bunch of steps to do for the ravioli. I'm going to just move this over to the side, turn it really low, and just let it go. And I'm going to add one more thing. I'm going to add some coconut milk. In another video I did, I actually used whipping cream. If you're don't want to eat it, use coconut milk. It gives you like the same effect. It gives you that rich, more creamy sauce. Perfect. And now we're going to work on the filling for the ravioli. We're finally here. I'm actually going to use the NutriBullet because I don't want it as a paste, but I just want to break this down. They are super tender, but I want them broken down more, and that's what we're going to do. And that way it gives us a chance to add the mushrooms and onions. We're also going to add some ricotta, and I've got some Parmesan that we're going to add as well, just to really amp up all that flavor and make this fantastic. We're just going to start with that, see how it goes. Almost. Take a couple of them back because they're too big. So you see how that is? That's perfect, because you have to remember you don't want huge chunks in the ravioli because they're quite small to begin with. But I'm also gonna do the mushrooms like this. Got that in there, nice and fine. The mushrooms and onions. I'm sorry, you gotta have cheese in here too. A little bit of Parmesan. Add some ricotta. Not a whole lot, but we're gonna add some to. And now just to combine everything. There we go. It's pretty thick, which is good because I don't want it too runny anyways, because when you're filling the ravioli, you don't want it to go blah, and then you have a problem trying to put them together. This way, if I take a little blob, let's say, it's just gonna sit there and do what I want it to do. The dough's been resting long enough, and we're gonna roll it out and fill these guys. So I'm gonna just take a couple pieces off. For now, I better do this. Wrap you back up so you don't dry out. We've got the dough roller all set up already, but to get it there, I'm gonna just use a normal rolling pin to roll it out a bit to start it off. And you might, I know, a rookie move. Where's my flour? Throw a little bit of flour down so it really doesn't stick. And we are going to throw, it does get messy, people, so. And what we're gonna do, this has different notches and it brings the wheels closer together. So we're gonna roll it through the thickest or the widest opening, and then each roll is gonna get tighter and tighter to make this thinner and thinner the way we want it. So here we go. So what we're gonna do, push the knob, make it a little tighter, and then we're gonna just keep doing that. And it gets thinner and longer. The trick to good ravioli is to have a nice thin dough. You don't want it hugely thick because it's not nice. You got to keep things floured too so that it doesn't stick. Beautiful. I think I'm gonna go one more. And this is the part where multiple hands would come in handy. Try and keep that going. As you can see, I'm gonna, beautiful, that's really what I want. Nice and thin. I'm gonna get rid of this because we don't need that. And I need a bigger counter. As you can see the countertop through. That tells you how thin this is, which is perfect. That's what we want. So what I'm gonna do, just to make it easier to work with, I'm going to cut it in half, because this way we've got our top and bottom, and we'll just work it that way. What you could do is just take a spoon and make a little blob of the filling. But what I'm going to do is just take a Ziploc bag and turn this into a piping bag so that I can put little amounts on the dough the best I can. There we go. You're going to leave enough room between them because you need room to cut them and to actually seal the top down. Now these are yours. You can make them as big or as small as you want. Just take a little bit of water on your finger and spread it around so that where the two pieces of dough touch, they will stick. We're still going to press them, but this will ensure that they do that because you don't want them falling apart when you're cooking them. And just squeeze around, squeeze out the air. I have a little ravioli press, you call it, but I just felt like doing these by hand just to show you that there are multiple ways of doing things. So what we'll do, move these back to here, get out a fork, so save the excess dough. Now just to ensure good closure, use the fork and go all the way around. What you can do, cut off any excess if it's too big. Make them prettier looking. There we go. There's our first few. They look great. I'm gonna just show you there if you focus. I'm not a professional pasta maker, but you know what? Have fun with this. And what I would recommend is if you're gonna do this, make a big batch, eat what you're gonna eat, and if you don't cook them, just like this, throw them in the freezer, freeze them, and then just either throw them in a Ziploc bag, and then you can have them later on. Because you're doing all this work anyways, you might as well take advantage of it. If you're going to make 20 or you're going to make 100, it's just a little bit more work, and you're dirty as it is. I'm going to finish these, and then we're going to get to cooking them. They are done. Yeah, I'm going to admit they're not the prettiest you've seen. I don't care. It's all about taste. And just one thing, I used the immersion blender on the sauce. I just wanted it nice and smooth, and it's beautiful. So these things, I'm going to try one without the sauce. Oh. They're not pretty, but they taste fantastic. Wow. That, oh, God. Now some of the sauce on there. Oh my God. Honestly, I could just eat like a plate full of these. Wow. Sorry, now I'm going to stuff my face, and that smokiness of the ribs really comes through. You know they were smoked. You really can't tell there's ricotta or anything in there, but it just adds to the overall texture, the flavor, which I think suits it well. The pasta is, I'm going to say al dente. Oh, make it yourself. It's not hard. I'm really happy. And honestly, like anything, the more you do something, the better you'll get at it. I don't do this enough. I know how to do it. I know enough to show you how to do it. But yeah, maybe my technique's not 100%. Oh well, I don't care. That still turned out fantastic. It's all about the filling and make a good dough, and it's going to be great. That sauce is killer as well. You know what? Have fun with your food. It doesn't have to look perfect. It's not like you're running a restaurant. It's for yourself, but make it taste good. That's why you go through all this effort and do it yourself, because you know what's in there. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you had fun with this. Hope you learned something. Like always, leave me some comments and hit that like and subscribe. And happy eating.